Manipulative female scum, and their soy boy ass kissers, are trying to manipulate the masses by lying about the word simp and why that word is used to disparage certain types of men. Now that a slightly larger minority of the men in Western nations are starting to criticize simp behavior, there are women who feel the need to produce more anti-incel propaganda and defend men who are simps. So because of that, I feel the need to highlight the truth about female hypocrisy, what simps are not, and why simp behavior is bad for society.
Hey guys, and welcome to Simp Nation. Here's what you gotta do to become the top of Simp Nation. Ask a girl on a date, buy her flowers, open the door for her, pay for everything at dinner, and at the end of the night, beg her to have sex with you. And when she ultimately says no to all of your pleas, tell her she wasn't even pretty anyways.
Nothing sickens me more than watching a woman attempt to be funny.
Simping is a part of incel culture. It's not cute. These incels become radicalized in their beliefs. They go on online forums and they all express this hatred towards women for not giving them what they feel they're owed, which is our bodies. They want to go back to the old days when they could force women to do things without their consent. People are just calling people simps because they are saying anything positive about women. Women don't like nice guys. We like kind, respectful kings.
You lying bitch.
I've been on multiple incel websites and subreddits. I'm subscribed to various incel YouTube channels. I've only seen a small minority of incels condone raping women. As I pointed out before on my channel, the majority of men who rape women are men that women are intimately involved with. Now different sources give different numbers, but basically most of the rapists are women's boyfriends, husbands, and men who women are willing to go on dates with. In other words, the rapists are men who obviously are not incels. But those sexual assaults are not seen as misogynistic terrorism due to the fact that the rapists are attractive men. That's what we call the halo effect. For the most part, bitches getting raped doesn't have shit to do with incels. And if having a noble personality really was a mate selection standard that women had for men, then they would not get raped anywhere near as often as they do. According to dictionary.com, simp is a slang insult for men who are seen as too attentive and submissive to women, especially out of a failed hope of winning some entitled sexual attention or activity from them. Translation: the word simp is meant to troll young men for doing anything for a girl to get some action he supposedly deserves. While much older as a term, simp massively trended among late 2019 and early 2020 due in part to a TikTok trend among male members of Generation Z called Simp Nation. The slang has been criticized for stereotyping such men as effeminate and implies women are manipulative sexual objects. However, the term is also evolving some more general senses of liking someone, similar to the slang, stan. Example: if telling his girlfriend he would always be there for her makes him a simp, then I guess he's been simping for a long time now. Evolving some more general senses of liking someone? No, frivolously pandering to females just because they are females is simp behavior. Also, frivolously pandering to attractive females just because they are attractive females is simp behavior. Here's a real example of simping.
Can you believe this bitch hit his limit at $1,970? What an anticlimax. Still, I've made well over $2,000 today, and that's all money that is better off in my bank account where it belongs. We love to see it.
Unfortunately I have hit this AVN limit. I can only send 470 more. I worked 2 weeks, I hope it did something to please you daddy. I've sent my paycheck.
Wow, only $30 away from $2,000 and your limit has been reached. Two weeks of working all to blow it on someone you only just followed all for, nothing in return. Money well spent.
The slang simp appeared to come out of nowhere in 2019 or 2020. It's popularly claimed that the internet slang simp is an acronym for suckers idolizing mediocre pussy. But, as usual, the story of simp isn't so simple. The internet teen slang simp, as is true of many slang terms that go mainstream, appears to come directly from black hip-hop slang, and it's older than you may think. Hip-hop lyrics from the late 1980s and 1990s were already using simp as an insult for a man perceived as too subservient to a woman. For instance, on Ice-T's 1987 song, our most requested record-long version, DJ Evil E raps, taking out all simps and suckers.
DJ Evil E, 1988, taking no prisoners, yeah, boy. Taking out all simps, suckers.
Urban Dictionary entries in the early 2000 to 2010s also use simp in this way, with some of them maintaining that simp is a blend of sissy and pimp. So as you can see, the term simp originated in Black American culture. You could say that the term simp is one of the few positive things that our culture has produced. But like all positive or clever aspects of Black American culture, it would eventually extend well beyond black communities. Now that the term is also popular among white folks, it is under a lot more scrutiny. And of course, with that higher level of scrutiny, comes a higher level of condemnation. Especially, from females. Then there's simp as a short form of simpleton, a fool, which was first recorded all the way back in the early 1900s. The relationship between the historic and contemporary slang simp is unclear, but we can't rule out connections or at least associations between the two terms. Why not? Now simps are most certainly simpletons. But the word simp is specifically being used in the context of insulting men who worship women. As far as we know, it's not being used to insult other types of simpletons. The slang simp spread in the 2010s. In 2013, YouTube user DJ Academics referred to a simp as an overly emotional man in a video titled "Drake is officially king of simps." In 2019, simp further spread on social media, notably found as an insult for weak-willed men on men going their own way subreddits. Simp gained much more mainstream attention starting in December 2019. That's when TikTok user @polo.boy created a viral TikTok trend called Simp Nation. In this trend, people, usually young men, post short videos describing allegedly stereotypical behaviors of a simp, like comforting his girlfriend or buying her dinner and not getting repaid with sexual attention as a result. Another moment that brought simp mainstream attention came in March 2020, when many young men said they were, or were accused of, acting like a simp in response to a massively viral video from TikTok user @Nicolal in a Bernie Sanders campaign t-shirt, dancing to Okie Dokie Boomer, a novelty song referencing the OK Boomer meme. So basically, men were criticized for paying a slutty female streamer so much money that she has been able to make a living off of streaming. Good. Thanks to those men arbitrarily giving her money, she is able to make a living off of mediocre to trashy behavior. Meanwhile, there are people who actually are decent human beings, that are poor and suffering. Yet men are paying her just to be an attractive female, and it likely overinflates her ego, which can affect the way that she interacts with other people. Those guys have a right to spend their money on her if they want to. It's their money. But people have a right to criticize and demonize them for doing so. And because of how much Nicole makes off of the pathetic backs of simps, she defended their behavior. Of course. Online, simp is primarily, and often with mean irony, used by young men to belittle other young men for behavior deemed subservient to women, often with the implication they are doing it to win her sexual attention or affection. Look. The fact of the matter is that, simping goes beyond courtship. In Western societies, men have been socially conditioned to give women preferential treatment and hold women to lower standards than they hold men to. That causes double standards. A man's decision to simp for a woman is not contingent upon his desire or ability to get affection from her. As simp has become more widely used, it appears to be evolving as a slang way of indicating someone has a crush on someone. Okay, I don't have any political affiliation. But this dictionary.com definition seems to have been written by a left-wing propagandist. Oh, and don't worry ever. I won't call you a simp for complimenting your girlfriend who's probably cheating on you with a guy who's taller than you and makes more money than you. I'll wait until the next time you compliment some random female who you don't even know, out of liberal guilt. Retrobates like Christina are lying about why some men call out simp behavior. They are also deceptively trying to make unattractive men who carry themselves with integrity the primary targets of the term simp. The four most common things that women and normies do when they contradict black pill theory is lie, deny, deflect, and project. Some of that behavior stems from genuine foolishness. But most of it is propaganda. The truth is that there is a fine line between being a simp and being a nice guy. So let's take a look at both sides of that line. This is to clear up any of the confusion that women like Christina create. Simp behavior. Simp men perpetuate double standards that are in favor of women. Simp men defend women when women are criticized for degenerate behavior. Simp men will respect and support a woman regardless of whether or not she has earned that respect and support. In contrast, nice guy behavior. Nice guys are friendly and compassionate to people in general. Not just females. Nice guys are not thugs. Unlike many of the men that women have sex with. Nice guys make an effort to be suitable for long-term relationships and parenthood. And they rightfully expect women to do the same. Take a look at this. On thesun.com, author Carly Bass wrote an article titled, Sugar Baby, 19, Dating 5 Men Who Pay Her Rent and Fund Her Degree, and Her Boyfriend is Supportive.
Being a student can be tough, having to juggle full-time study, a social life, and still find time to earn some money to fund your everyday expenses, not to mention the student debt. But it seems one student has it all worked out, and is able to fund her studies thanks to 5 sugar daddies who treat her to meals, dresses, and even cover her rent. Gracie Adams, age 19, from Belfast, Northern Ireland, is in her first year of psychology at the University of Lincoln, and said she has only been able to stay on top of things financially since signing up to sugar dating site, Seeking Arrangements. And while she has been treated to luxurious items usually on or before a date, Gracie decided to use her sugar dating to help with her €30,000 student debt. A date with one of her sugar daddies would normally consist of dinner and drinks, which costs upwards of €100. Her sugar daddies usually request an outfit for her to purchase ahead of the date, which is on average a further €100, and most times Gracie's dates will leave her an additional tip averaging about €150. Juggling studying, social life and being a sugar baby, Gracie aims for at least one date a month in order to pay her bills. She said, "I first signed up to seeking arrangements when I was nearly 18 and wasn't thinking of seriously committing to the sugar baby life. But when I was finishing 6th form and moving to university, I found that loads of women at university had signed up and had very positive experiences. It helped them get through student life, keep up with rent payments and have cars at university. Using seeking arrangements helped me become more confident in talking to men online and what to look out for, as you can have some men lying about themselves and what they do, which is my biggest precaution and worry." Despite her worries, Gracie went on to have 5 sugar daddies, and now sees at least 3 of them on a regular basis since their first meet. But the student insists that all her relationships are platonic, and has been sure to be completely open with both her family and boyfriend about her arrangements. Gracie added, "I asked my boyfriend for his opinion and if he would be okay if I started being more serious about it. He wanted to know what I'd be doing with the sugar daddies, in terms of dates, and messaging etc. I told him that I would only be interested in starting platonic relationships and mentorships. He understood that I was struggling with money and is very supportive of me and the relationships I built on seeking arrangements. My family and I are very open and loving, so I was able to tell them about how I stay on top of things financially, while at university without having to worry about any judgments from my family. When I first told them, they took the news with humor and told me to crack on, but of course they can sometimes worry about my safety online." Gracie can rake in over €300 per date, including gifts of new dresses and shoes. She added, "The best date I ever had was in the summer where we had dinner in a rooftop bar, where we could see the sunset. It was a beautiful experience and one I could never forget. After the meal, we had some drinks and got to know more about each other. At the end of the date, he made sure I got home safe and sent me €150 on top of paying for my food and drinks."
So based on what Gracie said, those so-called men were funding her life, yet they weren't even getting sex from her. On top of that, Gracie's boyfriend was completely accepting of her regularly dating other men.
What a fucking simp!
I want all of your money.
Financial domination is different things to different people probably, but it's basically finding someone who's they're worth giving the money that you worked hard for.
Giving up money is giving up power, and they're looking to give up power.
So you're gonna put $200 in each of our Customs for You accounts right now.
Okay, mommy, just give me 1 second.
Good baby.
Love hearing those little clicks of obedience.
Fifi, we know you're really stupid and useless, but can you do 2 things at the same time? Tell us how much money you estimate you spend a year on financial domination.
Don't lie.
Much money? I'll have to check on this part.
But I'd say since January, you've bought me a camera, a new laptop, and then sent me hundreds of dollars every month, maybe 1,000, so upwards of 5 grand.
Can you please tell me what you would say financial domination is?
To me, it's power. It's like the ultimate exchange of power. Men fetishize their wallets in a way that is like incomparable. They compete with each other with money. They attract women with money. They spend all day working really hard. It's kind of what men are raised to do in their lives, is to work really hard and make money. And then we come along and we take all that money.
I'm leaving in a few days to go to Ukraine to meet my girlfriend Lana for the first time. I've been chatting with Lana for 7 years, and even though I've never met Lana in person, we feel like an old married couple. Hello, dear, she says. She's giving me a little icon, walking guy doing this. I have video chatted with Lana on the site, but there is no audio. It's visual only. You can see the person, you can see them smiling, you can see them reacting to what you've written. You can't speak to each other, but sometimes I just want to see her. She's just so beautiful to me, but it's also much more expensive to use their video chat services.
I've been working as a nail technician for 15 years, and I love it. That is awesome.
Thank you.
That is nice. It's a great job. You get to meet new people, make them look beautiful. Go ahead and take a look at the menu.
I come to Aloha Nails about twice a month, and Caesar does a really good job. He always puts his heart into his work. People request him all the time.
When I tell people I do nails, they're pretty surprised. I learned to do nails from my ex-girlfriend. She was my high school sweetheart. We dated for 13 years, and when we broke up, I was heartbroken. But still a hopeless romantic. It's very important for me to have somebody that's my soulmate, somebody that I can walk the beach with, live our life, and basically in like a dreamland, like I love you. And I think I've finally found the one woman that I've been searching for all my life. Her name is Maria. She's 28 years old, and she lives in Ukraine. We met on Anastasia Date. It's a very special website that brings Americans and Ukrainian women to meet each other for a small price. Anastasia Date has a unique system. You could buy flowers, candy. Then it's up to the girl whether she wants to respond. This is the card and the flowers that I sent her with my email and my phone number on it. This cost me $450. Maria and I, we've been dating for 5 years, and we've been talking about marriage for a long time.
Why haven't you ever met her in person?
Well, because it's really hard for me to save up the money to do that. She's a receptionist. She's not getting paid that much, so I'm trying to at least help her and send her money.
Like a lot?
I give her probably about like $800 a month. The American dollar goes a long way in Ukraine. She needs to buy clothes for herself. She needs to pay for the cable, internet. So every time I get a paycheck, I send her money. Over the years, I've sent $40,000 to Maria.
Chris Pratt. When Chris was honored with the Guy of the Year award from Spike TV's Guy's Choice Awards, he took the moment to thank the women in his life and talk about equality among the sexes.
Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to take a moment to advocate for the equality socially, economically, and politically of our beautiful women. Here, some in uniform, some in other uniforms. Ladies, holding it down. I love you. My life is run by you. My mother, my wife, my manager, and everyone else.
Then there's this dude. This walking genital ward is named Derek Jackson. He is well known for consistently male bashing on the internet. And what's worst is that Derek has essentially turned simping into a career. Now, as you might have noticed when thinking about the gender of most of the bosses and school teachers that you've ever had, women have equal rights and equal opportunity. That has been the case for generations. So in all fairness, with equal rights and equal opportunity, should come equal responsibility and equal contribution to a relationship. Keep that in mind while you watch the disturbing footage that I'm about to show you.
This is my rule of thumb. When it comes to a woman, specifically a woman, lending a man some money, If you don't know him well enough to let him fuck raw, to give him the keys to your crib, to let him go through your phone and give him the passcode to your phone, or to let him meet your children if you do got children, if you would have children, like if you don't know him well enough on that level, you should not be lending any man money beyond the amount that you consider spare change. Money you wouldn't even notice it was gone if it was missing, or money you wouldn't give to a complete stranger. And I mean this specifically when it comes to a woman lending a man money. You know, not vice versa, because I already know somebody gonna be in the comments, well, what about the other way around? Why can't, you know, women asking men for money all the time? In which I think, in any case, when you're talking about a money exchange, I don't really like that in the dating phase anyway. But no, it's not the same vice versa. You know, our role as a man in life is not going to be synonymous with a woman across the board. There are some things we just can't do because of who we are, or at least we shouldn't. What's good, y'all? So y'all know I'm the last person to take just any meme out there as scholarly literature, but I did see one not too long ago and it was controversial, so most people didn't agree with it, but I did. So it says something to the effect of, if you can't borrow $200 from the dude that you're fucking, then why are you fucking them? Now, most people said that means that a guy's tricking off on a woman or she's a gold digger, but I think it makes sense.
A moist male author by the name of Alex Abad Santos wrote a Vox.com article titled, Why Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's WAP is actually a public health triumph. According to Santos, two ghetto hoochies who rapped about being whores is better artistry than anything that William Shakespeare produced. This feminist article didn't have anything to do with a man being desperate for female affection. Santos was just defending the trashy behavior of those two women. Again, simps tend to speak in defense of female degenerates, regardless of whether or not they get sex from doing so.
What is my interest in this video is exploring WAP as an attempt to reclaim the female sexuality narrative for a female perspective, as the perspective we hear in this track is not often one that is mainstreamed as much as it is in the case of this song. Of course, in hip-hop music, which has a history of being explicit, there's no shortage of wet-ass pussies in the general sense, but the point of view of this track is, this is my wet-ass pussy. This is what makes it wet. This is what I'm gonna do with it. These are my sexual fantasies, and my sexuality also gives me a certain kind of power in the social dynamic that can get me whatever I want. Now, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion are what happens when children are raised without God and without a strong father figure. Interesting that he knows so much about their upbringing and their family's attitude toward religion and all that. Their new song, The WAP, I love The WAP, which I heard accidentally, made me want to pour holy water in my ears, and I feel sorry for future girls if this is their role model. Let's set a few things straight here. You are messed up at parenting if you are giving your kids some kind of a long-term or repeated exposure to this track. It's not really the fault of Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B that kids might be hearing the song, because kids shouldn't hear the song. People shouldn't be showing this song to their kids. Same with any number of future songs that are sexually explicit. Same with any number of Lil Wayne verses, because, I mean, over the course of that dude's career, he's done lyrically so many different things to the pussy, I've lost count. Also, what about artists like 303 talking about my dick? I have a feeling that James hasn't accidentally heard that song. So considering that, why would it or why should it be any different for WAP? Well, the answer is that it isn't. It's kind of sexist to assume that women can't view and enjoy media made for adults with the same nuance and filters and context that you, my mostly male audience, do with the videos and songs and everything that you like to watch and enjoy. And don't get it twisted, because I'm not just simply stating an opinion here. The rejection of the point that I have just made to you stems from a patriarchal attitude that women's sexuality needs minding, it needs controlling, because if they had full say over what they wanted to do with it, oh my god, they just all become strippers, which of course is never going to happen. The real fear here is that guys might actually have to put in some effort, some real physical and emotional labor to be perceived as, fuckable.
then we're going to show how the media spins it to where if a guy, you know, raps or talks or sings about the same stuff, it's horrible. But if a woman does it, well, it's empowering. And and I think they've got it backwards. It's the typical double standard. So we're going to start with a little bit of a history lesson. 25 years ago, 2 Live Crew, the rappers, they were arrested on obscenity charges, and basically it was because they were rapping about basically the same thing that Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion are rapping about. Same stuff. Only difference is one was done by guys 25 years ago. They were taken off stage. They were held. They had their they had their time in court, and the First Amendment set them free. So then here's another story, and it's about complaining about hip hop and rap and the lyrics that are used by rapping, and how it's very misogynistic. It's very against women. Why? Because, I'll come down here and quote, this is from Ice Cube from his regarding his album NWA's Straight Outta Compton. And they say, if you're a B, you're probably not going to like us. If you're a hose, you're probably not going to like us. If you're not a hose or a B, don't be jumping to the defense of these despicable females. And his point was, look, we are referencing a specific group of women that act a certain way, and when we use these words, this is who we're rapping about. And they were called all the awful names in the book. How dare you? You know, how dare you? How dare you? You can't talk about women that way. Smash cut to now. Well, of course, WAP is empowering. It is an anthem for women and their freedom. But wait, what's the difference? You're talking about using guys the same way that they were talking about using you, but somehow this is okay. It's empowering. And when they say, yeah, but guys have been doing this, you know, for 20 years, they've been rapping about this stuff, and we're supposed to look at that in a good light, but when they reverse it, it's not. No, you've been complaining pretty much the whole time that guys rapping about this is not good. So when the women do it, why all of a sudden is it championing and empowering? So you're saying that the women being just as bad as the guys that you don't like doing it is okay. See, that's what I don't understand. If you're going to put down the guys for doing it, you got to put down the women for doing it as well.
This was posted by the Simp Police Reddit profile. Apparently, the person that the top commenter responded to, expressed that they were suicidal. Now, as an incel, I don't condone suicide shaming. But if you are going to suicide shame, then do equal opportunity suicide shaming. Attention-seeking little pussy boy. You're still a coward for wanting to do it.
I'm a girl.
I apologize for what I said. I'm the real coward. I'm a stupid fucking idiot. I was being stupid and called you a coward. I truly am happy you decided against it. You don't have to forgive me. I'm sorry if I made you upset upon reading my cowardly comment. Please take care of yourself. Again, completely ignore what I said. The dumbass low IQ in me came out and commented. Again, please take care and use this as a stepping stone to alleviate any pains that you are going through that made you contemplate suicide. Now this guy obviously saw suicide as being a negative behavior. A negative behavior that he harshly criticized her for until she told him that she was a female. Shit like this is what I mean when I say that simps perpetuate double standards that are in favor of women. Simps hold women to lower standards than men when it comes to behavior.
It's a wonderful thing for men to treat women with respect. Actually, it's a decent thing for them to treat women with respect. It should be like the bare minimum that they're doing.
age, and I really don't know how to let someone down delicately, you know, nicely, because, you know, I'm still considerate of people's feelings. But when they persistent, why they don't understand they ugly? Like, I know it's somebody for everybody, but I'm ugly to some, you know what I'm saying? So, but still, like, you're not my type, and I fucked with ugly men before, so. But still, it's like, you're too ugly, like that ugly is like I don't, somebody took it and grabbed it by the little kahunas and twisted it, and, but no, seriously, like, I don't know what I'm saying, I'm just babbling, but, like, you ugly, you look like Freddy Krueger naturally. Like, I know my skin burnt off, but
By the way, speaking of ugly guys, I tried a new like hair wand, like the cone type one, and literally my hair, I can't decide if it looks like Top Ramen or Weird Al. He met this chick and like fell for her, and she like fell for him because, hello, he's famous. It doesn't matter that he smells so bad he made someone throw up. You can get a man in the shower. You can't get a regular broke boy in the shower and have him come out rich. Oh, right? So maybe she's got the right idea. You can clean a man up. You can't magic up a loser. I want you to picture being like a Victoria's Secret model and getting ghosted by Ed Sheeran. Old Google Eye McGinger. You're like, I can't compute. I'm 7. I'm 8.5. I can't, like, and so you just get caught in this loop because it's never gonna make sense. Like, what? Why is, I just hallucinated. I thought you left me on red. You left me. And so, first of all, we end up feeling worse than when we started, right? Like, we feel infinitely more worthless and bereft and devoid of the kind of attention we were hoping. Kinda because we were barking up the wrong tree, right? Kinda because we were objectifying someone, and kinda because we were being users. Right? And the guys who have done this to me, the ugly guys who've done this to me, they were famous. All of them, every single one of them was famous. And would I have talked to them if they weren't? Nope, I wouldn't. Call me shallow, I am. I'm a pretty shallow person. You guys can like lay out the name. I was like, oh, your name should be Shallow. Oh, wow, I haven't heard that before. You should go write for Netflix. Get the hell out of here. But like, why do you think ugly guys take like guitar lessons? Like, to get girls, like that's the whole point, you know? And here's what makes no sense. And what it took me a long time to get my head around. Why would an ugly guy neg us? Why? Like I said, this is the whole reason, you know, they go to Harvard, or they get that degree, or they learn to play football, or whatever it might be, you know, is to get the chicks.
If Christina genuinely gave a shit about the bare minimum, then her criticism would be directed at the women who disparage and discriminate against unattractive men. After all, that's what causes our so-called misogyny. But she just wants men to continue to hold women to low standards. She just wants men to continue to kiss women's asses. The typical woman wants the bare minimum from men regardless of what level her looks and financial status are at. Women want what they are not willing to give.
Nice guys finished last. I'm so nice. Why won't you have sex with me? Why? I'm so nice. Can't you see all the stuff I'm doing? Can't you see how many times I've called you pretty? Please, miss, spare some pussy. Please. That's what I would call a nice guy. You know why nice guys finish last? Because they're just disgusting, misogynistic assholes disguised as a nice guy. You are not actually a nice guy. I would say you're almost scarier than incels, because at least incels, you know off the bat that they're fucking assholes. You like to hide. You like to hide behind all this stuff. You're like Joe from You. You like to hide behind all the lovey-dovey stuff. But in the end, you're just a disgusting, misogynistic asshole. You're not chivalrous. If you guys watch the show You on Netflix, I just finished the book series, like the first book and the second book, and all I have to say is they're better than the series. The second book is completely different than the second season, and it's so much better. But also, Joe is what I would consider to be an absolute simp. The way he talks about women, the way he treats women, and because in the book you can see inside his head, right? Everything he does revolves around him getting laid. He will literally goes to the ends of the earth, and from the outside perspective, maybe he looks like this great old boyfriend doing all these things, but at the end of the day, when he doesn't get what he wants, oh boy, he's a simp. He thinks that girls owe him something. He thinks that they only go after the rude guys, and he's such a nice guy, but he's out here murdering people, so...
Of course, the story that Christina referenced was written by a woman. Gee, what a shock. I think the fact that Christina's ignorant ass could only come up with a fictional example, should speak to how bogus her evil nice guy narrative is. It's not that bitches like Christina actually believe that unattractive nice guys are just pretending to be nice. They are just repulsed by men who don't meet their shallow standards, and they want to defend women's inhumane and discriminatory behavior towards unattractive men. And the belligerent and violent behavior of dangerous men doesn't have any bearing on whether or not women will fuck them and give them children. As we know, women stupidly disregard personality when it comes to choosing men. Consequently, many of them end up getting harmed by the men that they choose. And unlike Christina, I can show real life examples that back up the shit that I say.
I ain't gonna stop, let's do some stupid shit. Get messy with it, do some stupid shit. Yeah, I know we're not supposed to, but the hell with it. Get dirty, baby, are you down with it? Well, then let's go do some stupid shit. Are you ready, baby? Are you ready now? Come tell me, are you ready, baby? Are you ready now? Let's do some stupid shit. Get messy with it, do some stupid shit. Yeah, I know we're not supposed to, but the hell with it. Get dirty, baby, are you down with it? Well, then let's go do some stupid shit. Stupid shit. Let's do some stupid shit. Come on. The hell with it. Nick, Nat, Tim, Chris. Let's go do some stupid shit. Tell me, are you ready, baby? Are you ready now? Holla. Tell me, are you ready, baby? Are you ready now? Holla.
If you're only being kind and respectful to a woman because you think it's gonna get you laid, that's not being kind or respectful, and you don't deserve shit. If you are only respectful to girls that you find attractive, you're an asshole.
Began as a regular Uber pickup, wound up being a life-saving opportunity for the driver. Jen Holloway joins us now live from the Sunshine Skyway, where one man's quick thinking prevented a real tragedy. Jen?
You know, Jen, taking the time to listen and truly understand somebody's personal pain, it's not a typical requirement of an Uber driver, but one man did, Chad Farley, and in doing so, he saved a stranger's life. Call it compassion behind the wheel.
The Bible says a broken spirit, who can bear that? You know, and that's what he was, a broken spirit.
Chad Farley says he instantly knew his passenger was in pain.
This guy was obviously in trouble. He was obviously in trouble. This guy was just told that he got brain cancer.
His request was to be dropped off at the top of the Skyway Bridge, some 200 feet above the water. But instead, Farley pulled into the Skyway's North Pier parking area and began to pray with his passenger.
What surprised me is when I completed my prayer, he started praying, but his prayer was very awkward, jumbled, and he didn't know what to say, but it was like he was trying. And talk about a broken spirit, you know.
But before the man got out, Farley made a very smart decision.
Then I said, you know what, I want to remember you. So can I take a picture?
And with one quick click,
I took the picture and he gave me a peace sign and I gave him a smile. And
as the troubled young man walked towards the water, Farley called 911. And within minutes, 2 troopers arrived just in time to save his life. Farley firmly believes everyone was in the right place at the right time by the grace of God.
Like a chessboard, he put everybody in their place to be used to do his will. And the end result, the guy's alive. That's it.
We understand the victim is being treated at a nearby hospital. As for Farley, he says he hopes to reconnect with his former passenger and possibly become future friends. Jen?
Wow, talk about the kindness of strangers. Jen Holloway, live in St. Petersburg for us tonight. Thank you.
I guess it's a good thing that the good behavior of this below-average looking man was documented by the mainstream media. Otherwise, bitches would claim that he's not really a nice person. Bitches would claim that he's just nice to women to get sex from them. And look at this. Basically, a YouTuber named Yohel approached a homeless man and told the homeless man that he was also poor. Yohel asked the guy if he could lend Yohel some money. And the homeless man gave him money even though the homeless guy was saving money to get his driver's license back.
Sir?
How are you doing?
Good, how are you? Nice to meet you. My name's Jack.
Hey, Richie.
Rich. I'm really hungry right now, and I was just wondering if you can maybe help me out with some food, if you happen to have any, or money or anything. Oh, is that like a sandwich?
Yes.
Awesome, man. This will be perfect. Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. Do you mind if I have it right here with you?
Sure.
Awesome, awesome.
Have a seat, man.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll just stand. No worries, man. You can have a seat. How long has it been since you ate last?
Yesterday, maybe.
You haven't ate since yesterday, and you're just gonna give me food, man?
Yeah.
That really means a lot to me, man. Thank you.
Not a problem.
So what, if you don't mind me asking, what put you in the situation you're in right now?
Well, many years ago, I used to be a truck driver.
Oh, truck driver, okay.
And then, I got my license suspended.
Oh, really? How?
Well, apparently I got some tickets that I was not aware of that somehow got posted into my driving record, and the notices were arriving at my brother's house without my knowledge.
Oh, really? Wow. And so they just, you just lost your job from that?
Yeah. Next thing you know, everything was taken out from under me.
You know, I really appreciate that you helped me out, but you know, I'm facing some financial issues as well, you know, and I've been going through a really hard time as well, you know, like my family, everybody's going through a hard time, you know, and you know, I guess life's tough, you know what I mean? You can't really, you know, do anything, but if you can help me out with anything else, you know, I would really appreciate it, man.
Well, I do have a little stuff that I'm trying to save up, but I'm trying to save up to get my license back, and right now, you know, I don't even have nearly enough saved up.
How much do you have to pay to get your license back?
Well, right now I got like a little $80 just saved up, but I need like $650 or something like that to get everything up to code again.
Oh, so you have to pay $650 to get your license back?
And it took me a long time just to collect on that because I've been doing recycles.
Oh, how long has it took you?
4 months it took me.
To get the $80?
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it doesn't really do me any good because I need that, you know, I mean, it'll probably take me years to collect the rest of what I need just to get everything back.
So you have $80 and you're trying to get the $650 to pay, and you want to give it to me?
I mean, it's nothing, you know, I can't do anything with it now.
I mean, you can still save it and, you know, hope for the best, right? I mean,
I don't know. You know, maybe, I mean, at the age I'm at, maybe it's too late for me to start. I don't know.
Here, let's do this. Do you mind if I come back to you after 15 minutes real quickly?
Sure.
But I'll just leave this stuff here. I'll be right back, okay? So just stay right here. I'll be right back. So I just got out of the bank and I pulled out $700 to give to Richard so he can get his license back. Hey, sir. Hey.
What's up, man?
Told you I'll be back, man.
Hey.
So, I want to tell you something. I lied to you, man. I'm not in need of money, and I wasn't hungry. I'm actually somebody who makes videos on the internet. But after meeting you, man, that really made me happy, man. And you mentioned that you needed $650 to get your license back, right?
Yes.
So I got you $700, man. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got you $700.
Are you kidding me?
No, man. $700. It's all yours, man. I have it in this envelope. It's all yours, man.
No way.
It's all yours, man.
Whoa.
No worries, dude. No worries. No worries, man. It's all yours, man. Go get your license back. Go get your life back on track, man.
You don't know what this means to me.
No worries, man. No worries. I want to just help you out, man. No, man. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. I want to give.
Thank you so much.
You know, it meant a lot to me. You want to give me $80. You want to give me food. I wanted to help you out, man, and that.
Man, I know you don't know well.
I just wanted to help you
know
out.
how much I appreciate this.
No worries, man. No worries. You know, go get your license back, start driving the truck again, and work, and you know, everybody makes mistakes in life. You know what I mean? You didn't know you had the ticket. You know what I mean? And it's fine. You know what I mean?
God.
So I just wanted to help you out, man. I hope that helps you out, man. I really hope that helps you out.
God bless you.
Get that license renewed, though, man.
Thank you, bro.
Have a good day, okay?
So going forward, if the truck driver flirts with women and they accuse him of being an asshole who's only being nice to women for sex, he can show them this footage and tell them to get a clue. But unfortunately, the genuine and kind actions of most unattractive nice guys are not being recorded and presented by popular media outlets, which allows disgusting creatures like Christina to successfully propagandize. So as we've seen, men are capable of being nice and compassionate outside of the context of courtship. Western women act like the world revolves around their vaginas.
When it comes to like being attracted to a guy, when it comes to a guy that you're looking to, you know, date, maybe cuddle a little bit, maybe hold hands with, like this beautiful man.
Thank you very much.
Like your boyfriend over there, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, bro. What matters more, the looks or the personality?
Personality for sure.
Personality, 100%.
Personality.
Definitely the personality. It could be like a genuinely like 5 out of 10, but then like he could be funny as fuck and you're like, okay, like, yeah, I'd fuck you.
Guys are way more visual than girls are, so like attractiveness matters more for guys.
Looks or personality?
Personality.
Why do you think personality?
At the beginning you pay attention to the look, but then personality, it makes more sense because you...
Lasts longer?
Yeah, lasts longer.
Personality, because if you're not funny, you've got nothing going for you. Looks.
I think personality, definitely. I mean, I think it's good to have chemistry, but in the long run, personality.
Personality, myself anyways, personality, 100% personality.
Yeah.
So why both going for personality?
I feel like it's important because, you know, I feel like someone's character should be more important than how they look like. Looks fade, exactly. Personality is forever, exactly.
Got to be personality every single time.
Perfect. Why do you think personality?
Because it's so much better to be interested in someone's personality rather than their looks. They can be really shallow, whereas personality goes way beyond.
Definitely personality.
Brilliant. Why personality?
Because I feel like looks are important in the beginning, but personality tends to stick. Looks die, but personality doesn't.
Personality.
Great. Why personality?
Because you can be great looking but have rubbish chat, and that is not good. Personality.
But why personality?
Funny.
Personality. Why do you think personality is better than looks?
Because when he looks good, but he is an asshole, I don't have nothing from his personality.
A lot of women deceptively virtue signal when they are publicly asked whether or not they are shallow. That gives many ugly, low-value men the false notion that their good personalities are enough to get them girlfriends. And after dozens or hundreds of rejections, those unattractive men find out the hard way that good personality traits do not supersede LMS. So it's not unattractive nice guys who are the liars and manipulators. It's women who are the liars and manipulators.
You're just so submissive to women. That is implying that women can't be dominant, that women can't be alpha.
Shit like submitting to a female police officer, submitting to a female teacher, or submitting to a female judge, is not simp behavior. Virtually no men are saying otherwise. If a man submits to a female boss at his job, that is not simp behavior. I don't see any men claiming otherwise. But defending someone's shitty behavior just because that someone is a woman? That is simping. If a man tries to defend a bitch that he doesn't even know just because she is a woman but would never do the same for a man that he doesn't know, he is a simp. If a man votes for a female politician who will do positive things for his city, state, or country, that is not considered to be simping. If a man pays a bitch that he doesn't even know $40 for a 9-second video of her brushing her teeth, that is simp behavior. If a man arbitrarily gives women money just because they are women, he is a simp. If a man arbitrarily compliments women just because they are women, he is a simp. If a man perpetuates double standards that are in favor of women, he is a simp. The distinctions are very clear.
So now, in fear of probably getting called a simp by all these dudes, men are not going to be standing up for women anymore.
Millions of men pander to women. And when they do, that causes women to have overinflated egos. Those overinflated egos are one of the reasons why women are so hypergamous. Those overinflated egos are one of the reasons why women are so belligerent and dismissive towards sub-5 men. So if you have friends who are simps, then you can explain to them why their behavior is toxic and problematic. If they are still simps after you have explained that to them, then they are not real friends and it is time for you to disassociate yourself from them. Socially oppressed men come in every race and from all walks of life. So because of that, there are things that we will disagree on. But we must get on code and have at least some degree of unity. And we cannot unify with simps. Now with that being said, some normie men are starting to wake up. But most normie men are still too gullible and ignorant to see that women are either using them for sexual gratification and social status enhancement, or using them for money. Look, if blue pill men want to get on their knees and kiss women's asses, then they deserve to get shitted on. But it's disturbing to know that some incels simp for women. Considering that we are the primary victims of their prejudice and hatred. Simping only serves to help women monetarily and psychologically. Unfortunately, normie men give them more than enough help in those areas. Incels should not contribute to the gynocentric shit show. Simping is negative behavior and it should be seen as such. Incel brothers, I urge you to make your dignity transcend your libidos. Yes, there are some women who are beautiful. Yes, women are necessary for reproduction. However, women are human beings just like men are. They do not deserve to be worshipped. They do not deserve to be exempt from facing consequences for bad behavior. They do not deserve to be unconditionally respected. And as for normie simps,
Fuck yeah!